Hey, how you guys doing today? Today we're going to talk about fixing paint on Nosy Joe's motovlog. So not about motorcycles, but this could apply to motorcycles. Let me give you a hypothetical situation. Say you've got a nice rental car, you've had it for a lot longer than you thought you would, you've been real proud that, hey, nothing's got damaged, and then you had an ice storm. And then your daughter, to help you out, goes out and scrapes the ice for you and doesn't keep the ice scraper just to the window glass, inadvertently causes a little bit of damage on the paint job. Just a theoretical situation. Could happen to anybody. Well, if that's happened to you, let me show you how to take care of it. First, let's assess the damage. Camera in the right position here, but just kind of light scratches for the most part. Some of them are quite lengthy. But the thing you want to keep in mind, it's not really how long they are, but it's how deep they are. One technique I use is, does it catch the fingernail? And on these scratches, on this car thankfully, it doesn't really. It's just a plastic ice scraper, probably with a dull edge. And since it doesn't catch the nail, that means there's really not any depth to the scratches. So that comes into play when you talk about what tool we're going to use, all right? So if there was some deep scratches where I had to basically take the surface of the paint down to a lower level, I'd use something like this Flex rotary buffer. But since the scratches are just very superficial, no depth to them, I think I'm going to just use my dual action buffer. This one's from, I call it Bryant's Garage. That's probably not the right pronunciation. But you want to use as non-destructive, if you will, a tool as possible, because you don't want to remove any more paint than you need to. So with that, let's talk about products. Since I am just using the DA buffer, I am going to give it some help by going somewhat aggressive on my compound. This is a Menzerna product, really good, takes out scratches that like a 1500 sandpaper would put in. That's kind of how the numbering system works. So then I'm going to finish up with an all-in-one correction by HD high definition, the Speed. It's a high gloss ultimate one-step polish and protect. If it was just normal, like scratches you get going through the automatic car wash, you could just use that and it would clean those up. But we're going to use this to correct the scratches from the ice scraper and then finish it up with this, which will give us a little bit of protection. There's a lot of different pads out there. I end up always going with an orange pad. This is from Auto Geek down in, it's called Palm Beach Motorsports or something in Florida. They sell a lot of products. The orange color corresponds to a certain firmness of the pad. And honestly, for me, the orange just ends up kind of working for everything. I've never found it to be too harsh on anything, especially using a DA. So I wouldn't mess around with the lighter pads, and I don't think there's any reason to go with any firmer of a pad. The orange just kind of works really good for everything. So with that, I'll set up the tools and show you how to do it. Okay, first things first, let's prep the tool. Got the orange pad on the DA buffer. Right now I want to apply a little bit of polishing pad conditioner. You don't want to just start buffing away with a dry pad, so you just spray a little bit of the conditioner on there. Just kind of lubricates the pad to get started before your polishing compound gets all worked in. Alright, so my initial application of the polish on the pad's a little heavy because I really want to get it all over the pad. We won't put this much in on future applications, but just get it good and worked in. I kind of work this in with my finger because when we start buffing, I don't want all the excess to kind of fly off. So that's why I do that. All right, well, let's start putting it on the car, see what happens. Okay, now's a good time to check the speed of your buffer. I like to start out between a 3 and a 4, just kind of see how it's going to work. You need to have enough power on there that your pad's always spinning and not getting hung up. And of course, the faster you can work, the faster the correction is going to happen. And given that we're using the fairly conservative on the pad and the tool, I'm not going to be able to hurt anything with this foam pad. So you go as fast as you want, but I think around a 4 is a comfortable speed. So you want to, before you turn it on, again, put the pad on the surface because you don't want to sling product everywhere. And again, I let the pad come to a complete stop before I remove it. So I didn't go very long there, but let's see how it looks. So if you notice what I was doing there, I did a kind of a small patch, and I worked it back and forth, and then I worked it left and right, okay? And you kind of saw the speed that I did. I'll probably fast forward it, but at least initially I showed you the speed at which to go. And really, I think I probably should have done this for about 5 minutes. But I just kind of want to get a read on the paint and if I'm doing any good or not. So take a clean microfiber, wipe off the excess polish. And to be honest, it's already looking really good. I still have something here, but I don't have anything up here at all. So I'm going to work this area a little bit more, and we'll come back to that. Again, make sure the pad comes to a stop. Take off the tool, grab the microfiber, and see what we got. I can still see that one. It's really light. That one must have been a little bit deeper than some of the others. Flip your microfiber over every once in a while when you're rubbing. Now, if you notice, when I was buffing, I got right up on this radius. Now, you wouldn't want to do that with a rotary buffer. You'd basically turn your buffer into a grinder. But with that DA and that orange pad, again, that's one reason I use it. You don't really have to be that careful. You really can't hardly damage anything with that pad and a dual action. So that pretty much cleaned up the worst of it already. So I'm going to hit another couple spots, and then we'll put the HD product on the entire hood. Alrighty. Okay, so I think I'm all done with the deep scratches, cutting it with the 1500 Menzurna. So now I want to switch over to the HD Speed product. Now, if I'd done a lot of buffing, I'd go ahead and use a brand new pad, but I didn't really cover a lot of area, so I'm just going to go ahead and reuse this pad, so I'm going to just clean it. And those brushes kind of take the excess material off the pad. And that sets me up to use the HD Speed product. So anyway, we'll put that on there and then clean it up and kind of see how we look for an after shot. So you may wonder why I'm putting it on so quickly. I've already done all of the correction with the Menzerna product. So the nice slow cross pattern you want to do to fix the paint. But right now I'm just kind of putting a final glaze and sealer on there. So I could have just as easily been doing that by hand, but I'm just using my DA to apply it. So I'm just getting it on there quick, maybe doing a cross pattern just on the repair areas, just make sure I got it applied thoroughly. But I'm not trying to fix paint at this point. I'm just trying to get that product on, and then we'll wipe it off and see how it looks. Alrighty, let's do that. All right, now that I got the HD Speed product on, I'm going to use my microfiber. I've let it dry, 20 or 30 seconds. It doesn't need to completely, harden. So I use my microfiber. I like to go with the back and forth the length of the car. Comes off real nice. Always flip your towel every once in a while. I like to take it. I haven't used the backside yet. This paint's getting really slick now. I can feel it. Just the way the towel glides over the paint. This is another reason why you don't let the HD product sit too long. You just let it kind of flash off. Wipe it off with the towel. It comes right off real quick. Just kind of getting the dust off of his other areas that I didn't work on. All right, so with that, let's take a look and see how we did. See if there's anything that we need to touch up. So, remember there were some good scratches across that nose area. All that's looking really good. I had some along the hood scoop here. That's all gone. All right, let's see me. That HD product's really good. Really nice, fast product, and it does a bit of correction, but also gives you a layer of protection as well. All right. So anyway, I hope that was helpful to you guys. Again, you can do that on your car, you can do that on your bike, anything with paint. Really good products from Auto Geek. I'd recommend them. And until next time, keep the rubber side down. Later.